It is a tool to bring people together. And this is my question for Gary. So you see all of the midlife women walking around wearing our weighted vests. You see all the content around women now, especially midlife women wearing vests, because there is a lot of studies coming out about menopause, perimenopause, and how wearing a weighted vest can help with this hormonal shift. I'd love to know some of the science behind that, if you agree with it, if there's myths out there, anything that you want to share about how these vests do help women in midlife going through menopause or perimenopause.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, menopause, ironically, happens to be a core competency of mine. I'm actually about to release a whole series on menopause because it's a whole forgotten area of society. And there's just such a paucity of information about what happens when women go through menopause, not the least of which, most husbands are aware with the hormonal fluctuations because they're aware of the emotional fluctuations. And most women perceive it to be, hot flashes, weight gain, water retention, flattening of the mood. But there's a lot of physiologic consequences of menopause too. Frozen shoulder, for example, is highly linked to menopause, believe it or not. And so, weight in women is especially important because they have a significantly increased risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis. And contrary to popular belief, our bones are not calcium. Our bones are calcium combined with something called phosphorus, which joins to make something called hydroxyapatite. Our bones are hydroxyapatite. In order for phosphorus and calcium to combine to form hydroxyapatite, a load needs to be applied. When you apply a load to a bone, it calls 12 minerals to the bone, and those 12 minerals fuse calcium and phosphorus and form hydroxyapatite and make strong bones. If you went to nursing homes all over the country, you'd see thousands and thousands of men and women with osteopenia and osteoporosis that have been on calcium supplements for 25 years. Calcium is not the answer. Load and minerals are the answer. It's one of the reasons why I take a mineral salt every morning that has all 91 trace minerals. It's my favorite, cheapest biohack. $15 bag of mineral salt will last you 5 years. So in women especially, load late in life is actually very, very important for bone mineral density. We also find in professional athletes, I've been very blessed because of my affiliation with Dana White to work now with 6 of the top 10 UFC fighters in the world. I certainly don't teach them how to fight. In fact, I'll pay them not to fight me. So I'm trying to close the last 5 yards with them. So I don't work with them rarely on strength training, rarely on technical skills. I work on what's called proprioceptive awareness, which is a fancy way of saying hand-eye coordination, speed, timing, and agility. In that sport in particular, their proprioceptive awareness is it can mean the difference between staying conscious and not. Right, the difference between this and this could mean the difference between staying conscious and not. What you find when you apply weight to training sessions is it improves their awareness of their body in space. They begin to take less unnecessary lateral movements. So if they're pushed backwards, the sooner that their foot plants and their brain knows that they're stable, the less unnecessary lateral movements they'll take. And you see this. I worked with John Jones for 10 weeks before his last fight in November. I'm certainly not taking credit for any of his success at all. But we got him out of pain and got him sleeping. And a large part of what we did, in addition to hydrogen gas and hydrogen bathing and red light therapy, was adding a weighted vest to his routine. It was a new variable in his training regimen. It's a new variable in most of their training regimens. This is both men and women, and it improves those fine motor skills. So when they actually take it off, they have a greater proprioceptive awareness. Proprioception is like your touch points. The only reason why you're stable and not slumped over in your chair is your brain is actually, through all of these proprioceptive responders, is stabilizing your spine and keeping your head oriented and keeping your eyes level. And so that's really, really important in coordinated sports, especially in MMA. So I don't know if I answered your question or if I just rambled for 5 minutes.
Well, you did.
I feel like I did.
We went from like midlife women to MMA, but that's cool.
Oh, sorry.
I think
that was a kind of a weird transition. But if you have menopause questions, I'm your guy. I mean,
awesome.
I know that sounds weird.
No.
But
there are some husbands that would argue there's not that much difference between those two.
All right. Well, we'll
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to
Cancel
get canceled,
culture.
so you can get
Yeah.
canceled.
give it up for Gary Brecka again, please. Round of applause.